Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. And I guess a happy birthday to me. Whenever you're seeing this, it'll be the day after 31st birthday. I planned far in advance that on my birthday, for my birthday, I wanted to read some favorite books and some books that I think might become new favorites. I'm gonna take you along with me for like the birthday fun, the birthday celebrations, eating some good food, hanging out with Hayden, doing a little bit of like self-care, maybe watching Maxton Hall, let's be honest, as the new episodes are out, but also, again, reading things that I'm just like genuinely so hyped for. So 3 things on my list. I might end up expanding that to more. This video is kind of unstructured, I'm gonna be honest with you, but the 2 that I would say are like biggest priority for me are the new Ali Hazelwood novellas. I have 2 novellas that I haven't read from Ali, and I gotta remedy that expeditiously. So first, we have First by Ali Hazelwood. This was a part of a collection of novellas that is kind of like end of the world themed, I believe. I've heard mixed things about this, although I think one of you in my comment section said this is the best and my most favorite Ali Hazelwood novella. So sign me up. Then I want to read Bound by Ali Hazelwood. This one I think is another one of those like Spotify exclusives that's not actually exclusive. I'm gonna buy it on Audible, I think, because I have an Audible credit. A novella to read with our eyes. We've got a novella to listen to with our ears. And then I also kind of want to read Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. I remember absolutely loving this book whenever I read it for the first time. I think it actually kind of made me tear up. I kind of want to reread it and see if that pull is still there. This book is set, I want to say in like Nebraska or something like that. And I want to say there is some snowiness as well. This is mostly told in like emails, and hero of the book like reads her emails, which sounds creepy, but like it's actually kind of romantic, and it gives all of the office vibes, the Jim, Pam, early yearning, you know what I mean? So that's on the docket for sure. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the yearning. I'm feeling the pining. I guess I'm also feeling the dirty, dirty smut because we're going to be listening and reading that from Miss Ali Hazelwood. But those are the 3 things that I like have to read. Like I would feel incomplete if I didn't read. Other stuff might slip in. We'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. But buckle in. We're going to be eating some good food. We're going to be watching some good stuff. We're going to be reading some good stuff. We're going to be along for the journey with me. Another thing that I love doing on my me days that I'm definitely going to be incorporating in this here video is treating my skin to a little TLC with the help of Foreo's FAQ 202. Foreo is kindly sponsoring this video, and I'm so excited to share the FAQ 202 with you because Foreo is doing some incredible Black Friday deals right now. Using my code 35ainsley is going to get you an additional 35% off. Now, y'all know that I'm obsessed with the FAQ 202. I've talked about it before in other videos, and it just continues to amaze me how much this is doing for my skin. The new generation of LED face masks made out of a really nice, flexible silicone to really mold and fit to your particular face. It's something that you can either put on and go about your day with, or you can kick back and relax with this on and have a little self-care moment. Lately, I've been putting on the red light peptide serum with my FAQ 202, kicking back with a book and just relaxing, and it is absolutely lovely. Again, just like a perfect self-care moment. This mask in particular is so great because it's so comfortable to wear, and you don't have to sit plugged into an outlet without being able to move while you're doing your treatment. It has 8 different wavelengths, including NIR, to tackle various different skin concerns, which I really love because my skin changes day to day. Ever since starting to use the FAQ 202, I noticed such a big difference in my skin, and it just keeps getting better and better. I feel like my skin is softer, it's smoother, and I've noticed less fine lines and wrinkles, something that had been bothering me before I started using the FAQ 202. When I have zits or blemishes, they heal so much more quickly, which I love. It's so nice to have an amazing anti-aging and longevity treatment in my own home. Again, if you'd like to check out any of Foreo's incredible products, now is the time to do it. They're doing incredible deals for Black Friday. Click the link in my description box, use code 35ainsley, an additional 35% off nearly all Foreo products. And the ones that are already on sale means you can get up to 50% off Foreo products. You definitely do not want to miss out. Thank you so much to Foreo for sponsoring this portion of today's video. Now let's get reading, my friends. I'm in my office. I actually just filmed my Goodreads choice word prediction video. I'm speechless. I'm speechless. I have 5 books to read. If you've not seen that video, I would go watch it. I think it was a fun one. I had a really fun time filming it, but I have 5 books to read. As I did last year. I actually went and checked last year's video to see how many books I had read prior to the Goodreads Choice Awards that showed up on the nominee list. It was 5, and this year is also 5, so that's kind of fun. I mean, it would have been 4 if I had actually like gotten around to finishing this, but I haven't. So anyway, it's not relevant. It's nighttime because I filmed that video, and I've been reading, organizing my clothes, and honestly, like, what an amazing way to spend my birthday. I hope this isn't a spoiler to say it's not my birthday today. It's actually in a couple of days, but I think I'm gonna take you with me for the next couple of days because like I can't read 3 books in one day. I mean, I used to be able to, but I've just got too much shit going on, frankly. quickly at this point in my life. Bound by Ellie Hazelwood is what I started in on, and I'm liking it a lot. It's definitely different, I think, vibe-wise, tonally, etc., to other stuff that I've read by her, and I'm liking that. I think that she is feeling the free creativity and experimentation that maybe she didn't feel at the beginning of her story or journey. Maybe she was just too committed to this feminist thing. I don't know. I say too committed. I liked those books, but it seems like her books are getting more and more interesting because they don't all feel the same, and I like that. So this audio novella is from Spotify / Audible, you know, wherever you choose to get your books. It's produced by Spotify, apparently. This one is about Vero, aka Veronica, and Victor, aka Ashwood. Veronica makes forgeries. Her parents are like scam artists and drug dealers, I think, and she didn't live with her parents her entire life, but now she's in her early 20s, she's in college, she is going to be an art history major. She's like kind of made something of her life, and she got out of her hometown. But she gets kind of caught up with the wrong crowd. Someone finds out she makes forgeries, and yes, I'm continuing on my phone because my camera battery died. Don't worry, we'll be in crispy quality in a hot second here, okay? Also, I actually kind of like this because you can see my background a little better. It's chaotic in here. She makes forgeries, and by forgeries, I mean she's really knowledgeable about art history, knowledgeable about old things, and it's found out by someone that she can identify fakes of things. She identifies like a fake copy of Dracula, I want to say. She's like, yeah, you know, it looks like it would be an original first edition, but if you actually look, you can tell it's fake. And this skill gets her money. She is making forgeries for somebody and in on the cut until one day she gets kidnapped by a mysterious man, purports to be not a bad person, but he needs a specific forgery made, and he's going to pay a great sum of money for our heroine to do this for him. And she's like, I don't know who the fuck you are. I work for somebody already doing this, and like we have a whole thing going on, and like I don't know you. Too sketched and too skeeved to do this. But with some convincing and with some money, she ends up deciding to do it. And the gentleman who asks her to do it is a professor at the university that she attends, and he is British and sexy, and I'm very much feeling like Buffy the Vampire Slayer Giles vibes from this guy. I don't know why. I don't know why that's like the sort of vibe that I'm getting here, but we've not really had any sexual tension up until this 50% mark. These two are just kind of working together. We're starting to understand maybe a little bit more about Ashwood's serious background because he's supposed to be in his 20s. He looks like he's in his 20s, but he doesn't act like he's in his 20s. So is he human? I don't know. I mean, I know the answer to that. I'm not going to like tell you that, but I think that upon reading, I think you pretty quickly find out that like there's something else going on there. We also find out like why this forgery needs to be made in the first place, because it is an interesting proposition, and it is one of the first things that our heroine asks, like, why do you want this forgery? You have the original thing itself. Like, why would you want to make a fake? We do find out why that is, and I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting so far. Like I'm intrigued, and I do like this hero because he feels different than Allie's other heroes. Not because he's like super unique, but I feel like his stoicism is different than the other stoicism I see in her heroes. And I was reading some of your comments back on my last video, which was the one where I was talking about my most anticipated reads and reviewing them. And I was curious about how y'all felt about Allie and what books you like by her, if you like her books. And someone said that, you know, you're not a huge fan because all of her heroes feel the same, and her heroines, like whether you enjoy her books hinges on if you enjoy the heroines. And I'm like, you know what, that's kind of fair. I feel like my enjoyment of her books kind of hinges on the heroines as well. But I do find her heroes to be unique enough. Like they do what they need to do for me. I don't need them to be totally interesting, well fleshed out characters. Like if the man yearns, enough for me. And in this book, he definitely, I don't want to say yearns, but he definitely has again, that kind of like stoic Allie hero vibe, but in a just different variation, It's like they're similar, but they're not all the same to me, at least. I'll take it. Also just talking about a Lucy Score book because there's a Lucy Score book on the Choice Awards nominee list this year, and that lady, she writes some similar heroes, none of which I like. So, you know, I think everybody's mileage varies on whether or not authors, you know, character archetypes that they rely on work, but I'm digging it. What I'm not digging is I have cat hair in my eye, and also you can't really tell in this camera quality, but the concealer is like flaky, and I think that's just like the skin under my eyes not working well with the concealer today. So I'm feeling really glamorous and beautiful. I'm really fucking excited though because we're eating gnocchi for dinner. Brussels sprouts, gnocchi, chicken, burrata, pesto. Happy birthday to me. Happy early birthday to me. Also eating Italian food on my actual birthday. Maybe I'll get to show you that. That'd be fun, right? Okay, I'm gonna keep reading. I'm gonna get a new camera battery. I'll let you know my final thoughts and feelings on this book. Hello, my loves. Happy birthday to me. It's actually my birthday. I did not update you before now because, well, I've been busy doing other things, but I am very excited to be here with you now. I did finish Bound, and I did start another book that I actually didn't tell you I was going to be starting, but what a treat it's been. Bound was really good. I did really enjoy it. I don't know that this is like a new new favorite novella from Allie for me. I did appreciate the element that I will not name being present in this book. I really want to see more romances from Allie that are not necessarily contemporary romances. But oldest dark academia, I don't know that I would call it dark academia, but I did like the book. I thought it was fun. Book, novella, whatever. My favorite novella from her still to this day is Two Can Play, which is like a snowed in, like enemies to lovers situation. I just think that one was executed very well, and it just felt good the way that the story developed because the two characters had something to bond over. I think that's the reason this isn't like a new favorite for me. The fact that hero and heroine, like they're spending time together, they like each other, but we go from there's no, I don't say no sexual attraction, but we're like not engaging in that way to them being like, oh no, I've been into you this whole time. Felt a little bit rushed maybe, and it's because it's a novella, okay? But I still liked it. I still thought it was fun, good time, interesting world that she built, and I appreciated it. So glad that I got to read that. Instead of picking up attachments, instead of picking up First, which I'm putting off for some fucking reason and I don't know why, I decided to pick up The Love Hypothesis because the only one of Allie's books that I haven't read recently or reread recently, I reread Love Theoretically recently, I reread Love on the Brain. I guess another one that I haven't read in a while is Not in Love. That one came out last year, so like I did read it. Anyway, I picked up Love Hypothesis and I'm listening to the audiobook, which I've never done before. I read it physically last time, I'm like 90% sure, and it's so fun. Although I will say, I am not surprised by the opening, but I forget how ridiculous the opening of this book is. Like our heroine is having this interaction with a stranger and then she ends up kissing someone who just kind of sees in the hallway because her friend's passing by and she wants her friend to, that she's been out on a date. So she's like, oh, I'll just kiss this stranger. And the stranger's like, what the fuck? It happens to be her love interest, Adam, or whatever. Is that his name in this book? Am I just calling him Adam because he's based on Adam Driver? Don't remember. I don't actually think that's his name. Olive is her name. What is his name? I'm trying to pull it up, but Goodreads does not like me today. No, it is Adam. Okay. Kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy to name him Adam. It's based on Adam Driver, but that's fine. Also, I'm wearing bracelets, which I haven't done in a while, and I keep feeling them on my wrist, and it feels like the vibration of an Apple Watch. I haven't been wearing my Apple Watch over the past couple of days, so yeah, it's just my bracelets. I've got all my gems on today because it's my birthday and I was feeling very, I say gemacious, that's not a word. I was feeling very sparkly today. I wanted some sparkles. Got my cutesy earrings on that I like pretty much never wear because they feel too fancy for every day. Got my rings on. Hayden and I are going to go to dinner tonight and we are going to go pick out my birthday present. I had this idea. It's been on my mind, I would say, for the past like 6 months to a year. One of my favorite people on the internet is Lisa Eldridge. She's a makeup artist. I'm sure like a lot of you know who she is if you are into makeup, but I remember watching her videos in high school and she is the person who inspired me to start wearing sunscreen every day. Shout out to Lisa for that. I just remember seeing her skin and knowing she was about the same age as my mom and being like, skin quality, not the same between the two of you. My mom likes to tan and go outside and stuff. And I was like, wow, I don't need to fight my natural skin tone. I can just like be pale and that's great too. Shout out Lisa for that. Anyway, she wears some of the most beautiful jewelry. And I think the reason I'm so into jewelry is because there's been some really formative people in my life who their jewelry and just the sensory perspective of it is interesting. Sidebar, third grade teacher, chalk. She would always hold chalk in her hands and the chalk had like a metal sleeve. She would roll the metal sleeve between her fingers that had rings on them and it sounded just so nice to the ears. Anyway, hard me to wear rings. Also, Lisa, whenever she's doing makeup, she's got these beautiful gemstone rings on. That's really interesting. I found out she sells them. I was looking at them online and I'm like, oh my God, these are expensive. But I thought they were really beautiful and I don't have any colored gemstone rings. Most of my stuff is like moissanite, but no colored jewels. And I was like, you know what would be really precious would be to do like two stacked gemstone rings like she has because she stacks her rings. One in kind of like a blue aquamarine color and then one in like a really pale green. Praciolite is the stone that I saw on her website because they look like my cat's eyes. My cats have mostly blue eyes, but then Teddy has this like really beautiful pale green eye. You know, it's just like, it's meaningful, it's special. I like the colors. And so I found a place that sells Praciolite and I think blue topaz rings, and I'm gonna go try some on and see if I can find like a cute little stack moment. And I think I'm gonna put it on this hand, the stack on this hand. We'll see. I feel like I'm putting so much stock into this working out. They might not stack well. I'm not really sure, but that is what I'm hoping for my birthday, fingers crossed. So we're gonna do that actually in like the next half hour or so, and then we're gonna go to dinner. So game plan, and around that, I'm gonna be listening to this audiobook, and I think reading first tonight. I think I'm gonna do it. I've been putting it off because the reviews are fucking awful. When I read the reviews, I'm not turned off or disgusted by what's being mentioned. They say there's some like dub con in there, which to me is not always like a hard no. It just depends on who's writing it. I just want to see Allie do something kind of crazy. I don't know. Maybe it's awful. We'll see. We're gonna find out for ourselves. But I've been putting it off because I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. I'm kind of scared. I also know there's like actually like an exhibitionist moment, and I don't know if that's actually true. Sounds kind of questionable, but also maybe hot. I don't know. We're gonna find out. Okay. I think what I'm gonna do is show you if I end up getting what I get. I'll take you to dinner with us, and then I'll take you back home with us as well. We can do some more reading. It's been a good day. I actually need to go fix my hair though, because this is not looking great. My hair is actually clean. Straightener did not really do its job earlier, so I'm gonna get all gussied up, maybe put on a better outfit as well. I'm wearing like a tank top and boxers right now, but yapping. I am so caffeinated right now. I had a chai latte for breakfast. I had a Coke for lunch, and I feel like I'm moving a mile a minute. I'm also just so excited because it's my birthday and I'm potentially getting jewels. Jewels are one of my favorite things. Okay, I sound like a crow or like a dragon sitting on a pile. Okay, I'm gonna... Yes, I have greasy hair. Yes, I have cane sauce on my white t-shirt. Yes, I have a zit sticker. Yes, I also have the gems that I so desired. I contain multitudes, okay? Dinner was fabulous. I'm so pleased that my ring idea worked out. I was able to get the blue and the green. Too much of a cat lady and also too into gems. Talk books though, because this has been woefully underbooked, I feel. I mean, I have been talking about books the majority of the time, but let's get into it. First up, I finished The Love Hypothesis, and I think I liked this less the second time around, which feels weird to say because I fucking love Allie, and I thought that upon a reread that this would be something that I was like into. No, I didn't really like this. I think I'd probably give it 3 instead of 4 stars, though I will not go and change my rating on Goodreads. I think it was just lacking in the things that I really, really love, which is certain fanfiction tropes and dynamics between characters. I feel like Adam was maybe the weakest of all of Allie's heroes. I know people say that all of her heroes are the same, and I have to just wholeheartedly disagree. I mean, similar vibes, maybe like a little stoic and a little withholding of like their desire, I guess, for the heroine, at least in the beginning, but all feel a little bit different to me. I just didn't really feel that with this guy. I don't know. I just felt like a little bit detached from him. Write this down a little bit. I felt like it looked like I was in heaven. I also forgot about the like really gross harassment plotline in this book, and I know that is something that happens, but I remember the first time I read it, it like made me feel sick to my stomach, and I felt the same way reading it this time. And I think that's kind of the point, but I think we can all have different desires when it comes to reading romance on like what we are okay and not okay with reading, what we prefer and don't prefer to be in books. It's like, it's hard to articulate how I feel about that particular topic in romance or in stories in general, because I would never want an author to censor themselves or to write differently. It's just not something that I like to read as a reader. I like my romance to be just a little bit happier. So that was upsetting, and I knew it was going to be upsetting because I've read the book before. So anyway, anything else to really note about this story? Is there anything I forgot? Anything I'm looking forward to? I mean, I'm looking forward to the fucking movie. Can I just say that for the record? I love Lily Reinhart. I don't necessarily see her as Olive, nor do I see the guy cast as Adam. He seems a little too like sexy almost. Like I was thinking more like skinny nerd who happens to have abs. This guy is just like actually sexy, so I don't know how that's gonna work, but I'm very excited for the movie. I honestly have just been in such a give me all the adaptations, give me all of the romance like TV shows and movies kind of vibe lately. That's kind of what I've been into. I did get to watch the Max and Home. Season 2 is so juicy and it's so melodramatic, and I think that in some ways this season is like proving that the show was not amazing, but like I'm so into it. And I think a big part of that, just had to change camera battery again. I feel like I'm always changing the goddamn camera battery. I think a big part of my enjoyment of Maxton Hall is Damien and Harriet's acting, but especially Damien. God damn, that man is fine. Yearning is there. If you want, if you were someone who was really into teen dramas growing up, love it. And I've been doing that like interspersed with a lot of this reading. I've started First by Ellie Hazelwood though. What a book. What a novella. I won't lie, it did take me a second to get into this because the world is not necessarily something I'm into, and I was hesitant when I bought this collection of novellas, like if I would be into all of the different vibes, if I'd want to read any of the other novellas. I mean, I just decided to bite the bullet and do it because I think the whole point behind this is like, let's put Allie in the collection to get other people reading these other novellas by authors authors they maybe haven't read from before, and maybe they'll find someone new to like. And I was like, okay, fine, I'm open to the experience. But really, I was in it for first. And it's just different. It's set in the Omegaverse, which, I don't really understand all that much. I mean, I understand the dynamics, alpha, omega, beta, whatever. I don't really understand if it's like a collective sort of thing, or if these dynamics can be present in different sorts of settings. I mean, I guess that's the case because I've seen it in like just a typical normal society, like basically America, but just with people with these designations. And then in this case, the world's completely different. It's the book itself. let me try to break it down. We have people living on Earth. There are not very many left because the tides are taking over everything. People are living submerged in water for days, weeks, months at a time. The tides are unpredictable, and being able to like see the ground is just not something that people see. Though they're living indoor in these compounds and these buildings, and the military, which is mostly made up of engineers who help to ensure that like water doesn't get into these buildings and like shit like that, they are largely in charge. Now, before the tides got really bad, there were great houses, I guess, who kind of ruled politically. And so right now we have these great houses kind of at odds with the military, just because, you've got these people of like lower status who are rising up in power. And this story kind of revolves around one of the great houses. I think it's House Larson, and this general of the military, I think it's General Agert or something like that. They're kind of at odds, right? So at the beginning of the story, the general is really frustrated because he keeps seeing dead bodies, or people infiltrating the military compound or like base or whatever. He's pissed, and he has been kind of at odds with the great houses for a while. And he finds out that one of the great houses is going to be having a wedding soon, like a mating ceremony, and it's going to be between their beta son. So there's like a mom and dad, they have a bunch of kids. Their like middle son is going to marry a omega, or marry an omega. This omega is the daughter of a different great house. She was like kind of part of a great house, partly common born, whatever. She's an omega, but she's considered cold, which I guess means that she doesn't have that like sexy thing going on that like makes alphas go crazy. But it's going to be a beta omega marriage. And to kind of get his revenge, for some of these like political wrongdoings or like just things that are pissing him off, he decides to show up to this mating ceremony and claim first night, which is first sexual encounter between him and the heroine of the story. So that's some interesting sexual dynamics at play. And I think what is really interesting to me, I knew kind of the setup of the story before going into it. I think it kind of says it in the synopsis, and or people in the Goodreads reviews have said that's the dynamic, so I hope that's not too much of a spoiler. I'll try from here on to like not spoil too much, but I mean, it is a novella, and they're gonna fuck. I mean, let's be real. That is what is interesting to me. 50% in, and we have not had sex between hero and heroine, but the way that they're talking to each other is very interesting. One is, I would say, kind of typical Allie heroine. She's very talkative, she's very pragmatic, and she's kind of accepting of the fact that this first night has been claimed, even though she didn't know it really existed in the first place. Our hero is really taken aback by the fact that she doesn't seem scared, she's not cowering, she's kind of like, if anything, offering herself up. She's like, so when do I get naked? And he's like, what? And she's like, yeah, when should I take my dress off? When are we doing this? And he's like, wasn't expecting you to say that. But he's also he kind of threatens her as well. He definitely threatens beforehand when he's talking to other people that the sex is going to be like violent, and I don't know, I've just never heard that kind of like talk in an Allie Hazelwood book before. Even in person, he's like, I'm going to send you home dirty and like full of gum or something. I don't know, just like very not what I was expecting. But I mean, I feel like I should have, because I did read the reviews of this book and could see that that was going to be a thing. At this point, our hero has had to, the premises, like he has to go see to some sort of conflict, and he can't have sex with her immediately. So I'm wondering if he's going to come back and have sex with her or whatever. I'm also wondering if she's going to remain cold, like if she's going to remain unbreathable, if you will, which gross. Nodding is apparently a thing generally in the Omegaverse. They don't even have to be a wolf, I guess, because he's like, you wouldn't even know what to do with a knot or something like that. And I'm like, I mean, who would? So I don't know how to feel about this. I'm not super intrigued by the world. I'm not really into like science fiction-y romances. They don't tend to like work well for me, but I'm mildly intrigued, I guess, by this world. I think it's like been explained well enough, and I don't think it's overdone. I did read in some other reviews that people were like, there's too much world building for a novella. And I'm like, I don't mind. It's like not bad. But I am curious if I'm going to come away from this like, damn, that was fucking sexy, or if I'm going to be like, twitchy a little bit. I have been like mildly scandalized, to be honest. I mean, just because it's an Allie book, I've definitely read much weirder, much scarier shit. I just mean, from Allie, this is definitely some of the more dark / sexually explicit shit we've read. And I mean, we haven't even gotten to the sex yet, so I don't know how to feel about it. I'm not into the sci-fi elements, but I'm intrigued by these new dynamics that we are kind of privy to. I don't know. I do want to finish this though, and then maybe start in on attachments. I don't know if I'll finish it tonight, to be honest with you. I think it's already like 5. I feel like I'm just dragging ass today. Okay, also, I got a new phone case, and I don't know if this happens to you, but I keep accidentally screenshotting because the buttons are really sensitive now that I have this new phone case, but it's neon yellow, and it matches a water bottle and a little like key ring thing I have. It gives me joy, and it's brought other people joy too. I started going to a new gym over the past like 2 or 3 weeks, and I get a lot of comments on my bright yellow, so who am I in this new colorful era of my life? Hot is the answer. It's like kind of toasty in here. It's reminding me why I don't typically hang out in the living room. Okay, I think I'm gonna go finish this though, and I will report back, and then we can get cozy in bed together. A little cozy bed moment. This is such a weird vlog, for the record. I do know that it's weird. I was like, oh, birthday vlog, it's gonna be so fun, but I didn't do that much. I mean, I ate food, but like I'm not taking you to a restaurant with us, you know? But hopefully this has been entertaining enough with the reading of the Alley Hazelwood. I think I'm gonna call it, no, I'm not gonna call it. I was gonna say I'm gonna call it now. I think Bound's gonna be my favorite thing that I read in this here video, but I think I'll hope for attachments, and I'm also hoping that first doesn't suck. I'm gonna keep going. I won't lie, I want to spoil this book so bad. That was wild. If you want to get kind of spoiled for this book, might I recommend checking out my Goodreads review for it, because I do tell you what exactly happens, but there's definitely some sex. There's definitely some like commanding alpha behavior, and you know, I think that Allie has proven to me that she can make most things hot. I didn't find this disgusting. I didn't find it super problematic. I was expecting this to be abhorrent based on some of the Goodreads reviews that I saw. Now, I'm not saying this is going to be everybody's cup of tea, or that you're going to love it, or that you are going to say there's no problems with it, but I found it delightful. I found it surprised and delighted me, which is what one wants on their birthday, right? I quite enjoyed it. Now, I don't want to cha-cha away too quickly, but it's like I don't want to spoil the book. I picked up Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. I'm probably going to finish it. Like, I'm probably going to at some point finish this book, but the first chapter is offensive. I didn't remember. I probably could have assumed, and I'm pretty sure that I said when I've talked about this book in the past, oh, it's been a while since I've read it, there could be issues with it. There are definitely issues with it. Way too many fetal alcohol syndrome jokes in the first chapter of this book. I don't necessarily want to vlog that. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't necessarily want to vlog that, and I don't condone that. I mean, I think that kind of goes without saying, but if it needs to be said, here you go. It's easy to slide into. Like, the writing's very accessible, and I was gonna say I remember what I liked about this book. I don't actually, because I haven't gone very far, but it's just not something that I feel like I need to read in this vlog. And also, it's been so Allie heavy that I think that just saying Allie Hazelwood birthday reading vlog sounds pretty nice, right? Because I've read 3 things by Allie in this video. What a time. What a time. This feels like such a weird way to end a video. This video in general, I will admit, has felt weird to me to make, vibe-wise. Sometimes I'm filming a video and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a fucking banger. And then sometimes I'm like, what's going on? And I'm kind of feeling that. I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of feeling that in this video, but I want to post it because it was my birthday and I got to read some things that I wanted to read, and that is exactly what I wanted to do. I'm not gonna overthink it. I'm not gonna overthink it. Hopefully you enjoyed at least some part of this, and maybe I've encouraged you to pick up an Allie Hazelwood book. Maybe I have. I would love to know your opinions on First, if you read it, or Bound, or The Love Hypothesis, but mostly First. Can I be honest with you? I really want to know your opinions on that, because there are some on Goodreads, but not nearly enough, probably because it's a pretty exclusive thing. Like, you have to pay to read this book. I mean, you have to pay to read most books, let's be honest, unless you get it from your library. This is a pretty exclusive thing. So if you paid for the collection and you've read this, let me know. Also, it would be helpful if you'd let me know which of the other novellas I should read. I'm probably going to read all of them, but like, what should I prioritize in this short story collection? Would love to know. With that, my friends, I think I'm going to leave you. I have some really exciting stuff coming this week, I think. So be on the lookout for some videos, and just in case you were wanting a little bit of a sneak preview, there's probably gonna be like 3 videos a week going forward until the end of the year. So buckle the fuck up, because you got a lot of me yapping coming your way. Thanks so much for hanging out with me though. I love you all so much, and I will see you in the next one.